when God was talking to Moses, look at this. Exodus chapter 4, Moses is saying, then Moses answered and said, this is when the first two responses Moses gave. Now the third thing what Moses is saying is, but suppose they will not believe me or listen to my voice. Suppose they say the Lord has not appeared to you. So the Lord said to him, what is in your hand? So God was sending Moses on an assignment, and God is now developing his faith, and God is telling him, what is in your hand? Right? Now, can you write to me in the chat box what was Moses' reply? What was in his hand? Some versions say staff, some versions say rod. A rod. What was in Moses' hand? A rod, right? A staff. It was whose staff? It belonged to Moses, right? It was the staff of Moses. And many times, we think we want God to appear and intervene in our situations just like that. But remember, God will always function through faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. So while we want God to intervene in our situations, take out our fears, God always will invite you into a partnership where God will say, you do this first. You take a step of faith first. That's what God told me, right? You open your mouth first. I said, Lord, no, you have to speak. You don't. It doesn't work that way. Whatever your fear is, I'm telling you, it will have no power over you. But this is the only way God works. He can work only through faith. He can work only when you take the first step. So Moses could sit there all day long and keep arguing with God. God said, everything I'll do. See, God even told him the exact plan. If you read Exodus chapter 3, God told him everything. When you go to your people, they will, then you together go to Pharaoh. He will not believe. Then I'll do signs and wonders. And then he will allow you finally, when you're going, make sure you take all the plunder from them. So God is giving Moses the entire plan. He's giving him the sequence of the entire movie. Every detail he's giving him already. And yet, God is saying, everything I'll do, but first you take the first step. That is exactly how God will always function in our lives. Everything God will reveal to you. God will tell you, I'm going to give you this property. But you take the first step. You go and talk. And you're like, we don't have the finances. How do we? It doesn't matter. This is where faith comes in. We just have a rod. Lord, how is it going to happen? I want to do further studies abroad. How is it going to happen? God is saying, you go ahead. Make your plan. Take that first step. Go and approach somebody. Learn. But you are waiting that first the finances should hit my bank. Everything should be budgeted in proper, and then I will do. This is not how God works. Because when you do it that way, you are actually functioning by fear. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. So God gave Moses all the details. And he said, now you go first. And he said, what is in your hand? And Moses said, it's a rod. It's a rod. Now, look at this verse. Then Moses took his wife and his sons and set them on a donkey. And he returned to the land of Egypt. Now Moses has left Midian and he has gone to the land of Egypt. That means he has now taken that step of faith. And Moses took the, what did he take? What did he take? Rod of God. He took the staff of God. But it was not the rod of God, right? Did we not read it? It was Moses' rod. But the moment Moses took that step of faith, so beautifully it is written, he took the rod of God in his hands, the authority of God in his hands. That rod now was no longer the rod of Moses. It got converted into the rod of God. So whatever fears you are facing, God is very passionate to make sure that those fears, those lies are not limiting you. But you can't stay stuck in that fear, believing that one day suddenly something will happen. You have to move out, knowing that who you are, knowing who you are, knowing who is with you, knowing that you are anointed to break every bondage of fear over your life.